And we are back. Montefiore is holding their 12th annual breast cervical cancer screening event, helping to prevent and educate women and families about the disease. Now, joining us to tell us a little bit more about details is Dr. Della Makower, who's a medical oncologist at Montefiore Health System and also the associate professor at Albert Einstein College of Medicine. Doctor, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
So when we talk about this here, I mean, obviously breast and cervical cancer, major numbers across the nation, but
Yes.
how do we fare here in our borough?
So I think really the important thing to know is that women with breast cancer affects a large number of women, 1 in 9, that black women tend to have a higher risk of dying of breast cancer. And that is in part because of disparities in care and in part because they tend to have a more aggressive form of breast cancer called triple negative breast cancer. And so because of that, screening for breast cancer is really, really important because early detection saves lives.
Right. And early detection does save lives, and I know that's the part of the reason why you're creating this awareness.
Exactly.
Right here across the borough, we're seeing a lot of things happen. Talk about what happens at a screening and at an awareness ceremony, an awareness event, because you got one coming up.
Right. So basically, this is a breast and cervical cancer screening event. Women can either register and have an appointment to come in, or they can just walk in. We offer pelvic exams and pap smears, as well as breast exams and mammograms. We have a radiologist on site who can take a look at the mammogram. If there is anything that looks concerning, we can arrange for a biopsy, often that same day if needed. And we will take anybody who wants to come in. So if they're uninsured, that's okay. Undocumented, that's okay. If they have insurance, we'll take that too, although copays will apply if they have insurance.
Right.
But anyone who wants to come in who meets medical guidelines for screening can come in and be screened on that day.
Of course, there's this heightened fear when you hear the word breast cancer, when you hear the word cervical cancer, when you hear the word cancer altogether, right?
Right.
So walk us through a little bit about, it's not the final, there are things that can be done, and after diagnosis, there's treatment and options.
Absolutely. So the important thing to know about breast cancer is that the vast majority of women with breast cancer are cured. Almost 90% of women with breast cancer are cured. And that the earlier that breast cancer is caught, the more likely that breast cancer is to be cured. So early diagnosis saves lives, and of course there's a huge amount of fear associated with a breast cancer diagnosis or with any kind of cancer diagnosis, but we have very, very effective treatments for both breast and cervical cancer, and that the majority of women with breast and cervical cancer are cured of their disease.
And so when you talk about breast and cervical cancer, the diagnosis, we know that that's, it's rough on a family, it's rough for people that actually, do this. Now you talk about care. And I was talking with someone just this week, stage 1,
Right.
Was diagnosed with stage 1, but there's this huge sense of optimism on
Right.
their part because they feel as though that even though it was early, it's caught early, it can be dealt with. And I think you
Absolutely.
emphasized that just a few minutes ago, that this is beatable.
Exactly, and they this person in your life who has stage 1 cancer should be optimistic because the vast majority of people with stage 1 cancer are cured. It does involve treatment, it involves surgery, it may involve radiation, sometimes, but not always, can involve chemotherapy, and sometimes involves hormonal therapies. So it is a process, but at the end of the process, the goal is early detection and the goal is cure.
All right, so October 5th is a big day for you.
Absolutely.
And a big day for us here in our borough. You're actually having an event that's dealing with this, so walk us through what's happening.
So at the event, it's October 5th. This is an event that has been occurring for many, many years. This is the 12th annual Edward Greenwald Breast and Cervical Cancer Screening Event, and it's named after one of my teachers and mentors, Ed Greenwald, who ran this event back when, I was in my training to be a medical oncologist. So this has been going on for many years in this community. And we basically, it's screening early screening, diagnosis, physical examinations, and hopefully good news for the majority of people who come.
So October 5th, we want to let you know that you can come out from 9 to 1. We'll give you that information just a little bit later on. But once again, the numbers in our borough, how do we fare comparing to other boroughs across the city?
Really equivalent to other boroughs in the city. Again, that's the importance of diagnosis, early detection, and treatment.
Yeah, and we talk about that. So listen, in terms of 200,000 women are diagnosed with breast cancer each year in the United States, and in New York City alone, 111,870 new breast cancer cases have been diagnosed here in New York.
In New York, yes.
You got a lot of work ahead, huh?
Yes, 1 in 9 women. It's a very, very common condition.
What are some of the biggest challenges that you're facing when you're out there hitting the streets trying to make people aware?
Well, I think it's important to, spreading the word, making people know about the event. I think fear is a very, very big concern. People are scared. They don't want to know. But it's important to actually, face fear, go have your mammogram. People are concerned it may hurt. People are concerned that they, don't want to find out bad news, but because really, I can't say this more strongly enough, early detection saves lives. It really is important to.
Yeah, and Dr. Della, we're going to do our job to get the word out. Thank you so much for coming and sharing with us. And I want to let you know now, listen, Montefiore's breast and cervical cancer screening event is taking place on Saturday, October the 5th. That's from 9 to 1 at the Tower in Montefiore Medical Park's Einstein campus. Now, you want to know who that is? That's 1695 East Chester Road. Now, if you need more information, you can visit their website at montefiore.org/cancer or call 718-405-8076. Once again, 718-405-8076. We are taking a quick break, but we do have more shows, some more great guests. Stay with us. Open is continuing right after this.